Alright, what is going on, y'all? We are back with another video. In today's video, I just want to talk about the 2021 NCAA Tournament. Overall, man, I had a fantastic time covering, analyzing this tournament. It was a great tournament overall. From sleeper teams to double-digit seeds making big runs, upsets, buzzer beaters, close games, great games overall. Great Final Four game. And then, you know, championship game, the two best teams faced off, and Baylor won it all. Props to Baylor. That team, man, they played fantastic in the Final Four, and then especially in the championship game. Like, their defense was incredible. But let's talk about the biggest moments. First moment I want to talk about is Oral Roberts, man, 15 seed taking down 2 seed and making the I believe a Sweet 16 run. They made a Sweet 16 run. They almost beat Arkansas. Heck of a run for them. Great basketball for them overall. Once again, let's talk about UCLA. First 14 made it to the Final Four and almost made it to a championship game, but wasn't for that buzzer beating shot by Jalen Suggs. So heck of a run for UCLA. Then we got teams, you know, obviously the best two teams throughout the tournament, Gonzaga and Baylor, pretty much cruising to the championship game. You know, both teams did had a hiccups. They had a obstacles they had to overcome. Let's talk about Baylor first, real quick. I believe the turning point where Baylor recaptured their form from like how they were playing the majority of the season, and especially early on in the season, was a Sweet 16 game against Villanova. Villanova had control of that game up until the final 10 minutes of the game, and Baylor just took over from there and looked like the Baylor I don't want to say Baylor old, but the Baylor that we've been seeing through the majority of the season. And ever since then, man, that team they played incredible from there on. And then Gonzaga, man, almost a perfect season. I want to congratulate Gonzaga for a fantastic season, man. Ended up going 31-1, couldn't even finish off the last game, but shows you how hard it is to go undefeated, man. I think the last team to finish the season undefeated was 1975. So, heck of a season, Gonzaga, man. They have nothing to put their heads down. This team has nothing to put their heads down. So, great season for Baylor. I mean, not Baylor, from Gonzaga. Let's talk about, I do want to talk about this one last time. The Atlanta squad in Chicago matchup versus Loyola, man. Heck of a run for the fam of Loyola. Sad to see my team, Illini, go down early, but great season for them overall. Let's talk about the Pac-12. Man, Pac-12 had a fantastic showing in the tournament. They showed that this conference was not to be slept on. A lot of people undermined it, including myself at times. I thought the Big 10 and Big 12 was clearly the best two conferences in the season, but the Pac-12 showed out in the tournament. They said you got to include us, so they did their thing. So shout out to them. Next up, let's talk about what we need to talk about. Oregon State making the Elite Eight run. This team beat some very good teams. They beat Tennessee in the first round. They beat Oklahoma State, Cade Cunningham, them. Beat Loyola Chicago. And had a very good game with Houston, so good showcase for Oregon State team. This team wouldn't even made a tournament if they didn't win the Pac-12 tournament. This team at one point was 11-11. They won 7 out of 8 games to close out this, before the tournament, including winning the Pac-12 tournament.
They just own the white.
Let's talk about another upset. Abilene Christian upset in Texas. 14 seed being 3 seed, man. That's another wild moment in the tournament. We have USC. I was very impressed with throughout the tournament. You know, the Mobley brothers did their thing. Blew out Kansas. Had a very good showcase in the first round. Beat Oregon, and then they just got overmatched by a very good Gonzaga team. Another upset I want to talk about is Ohio beating Virginia in the first round. Preston, man. heck of a story for him. Turning himself into an NBA prospect and a potential first-round pick. So that's wonderful to see, and the fact that he got the chance to show the nation how good he was a blessing to see. I also want to give a very quick shout out to Juwan Howard, man, for winning Coach of the Year. Almost had this team to the Final Four berth, and it's absolute first, not his first year coaching, but his first opportunity in the tournament. So last year they made a tournament where, with the virus and stuff, that the tournament got postponed. So his actual first run as a coach in the tournament led him to Elite 8 in the game, in and outside away from making the Final Four berth. So I want to give props to Juwan Howard, man. The future is looking bright in Michigan. This team is looking like a national powerhouse again. So this team definitely has an exciting future. And man, I just want to give a shout out to the NCAA, man, for putting on a show. Each and every one of these games, man, had my attention, man. I was looking forward to watching every game. I had a blast watching each and every game. And yeah, I just want to talk about overall the 2021 NCAA Tournament. And I also want to give a quick shout out, because this is not talked about enough and they deserve their respect. The women's NCAA Tournament was also a blessing to watch. I definitely watched the women's tournament along with the men's tournament, and they didn't get enough talk. This didn't get talked about enough, but it was definitely just not fun, just as fun, or even not even more fun than the men's tournament. These games was exciting to watch. I mean, from the Sweet 16 on, they were nailed by them games. The Final Four games, the Stanford, South Carolina with a 1-point game. The Elite 8 game was a, Baylor and UConn was a 1-point game. Final, went down to the final possession. You got the Iowa versus UConn versus Caitlin Clark versus Page. Then we got Arizona making a run when nobody was talking about them. Ari Madonna on the show, and it was great to see Arizona making their first ever championship game. So and it's also refreshing to see a new team, team that haven't won championship in a while, So overall, the girls NCAA tournament was also fantastic to see. Didn't it and doesn't get talked about enough, but those games was fantastic, man, and they need their love. They need their fair share of love. So I'm here to provide them, provide them support. Here to give them some love, man. Definitely, get more attention. Need to get more. Need to be more paid attention to. So that's my quick little shout out to them. With that being said, man, I'm gonna miss watching the tournament, man. I had, like I said, it's such a fun time watching the tournament, and one of my favorite things to watch. It's one of my favorite times of the year. So can't wait for next year's tournament. Can't wait for college basketball next season. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the tournament. Let me know in the comments how you guys felt about the tournament. Did you have Baylor winning it all? Were you surprised about the teams who made the Final Four? Were you surprised about the upsets? There's upsets every year, but also comment below. Who was your team you was riding with? Who was your favorite team? Not who you picked to win, but who was your number one team if you're a college basketball fan? Me, Illinois. That's my team. Like I keep saying, my big brother's alumni there, so that's my team. But I'm going to end the video there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This weekend I'm back with NBA videos. As we, about 5.5, 6 weeks from the playoffs. So back in the NBA. More NBA videos coming out. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.